Hey yo, football fans, it's another great year. Fantasy football fiends, grab your beer. Giving you the best draft tips for all your picks. Starts and sits to the waiver wire fix. From my drafts galore to stats that's hardcore. Triple F does it all, have y'all screaming more. So sit back, relax, let the experts prevail. JT Magnum, SiggyGunz never fail. What's up, NFL and fantasy football fans, along with NFL draft fans and Magnum Sports Network fans? My name is JT Magnum, this is SiggyGunz, and we are doing the last portion of our NFL mock draft, picks 22 through 32. And we're going to start this right off. We're going to go with the Steelers on the clock at 22. Who you got for them?
Well, obviously, they lost some defensive players. You know, what's his name? Retired now. And, man, you know what? I really did forget his name already. The Steelers, I think, are going to go cornerback here. Byron Jones out of UConn.
You meant Troy Polamalu?
Yeah, Troy Polamalu. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I've already forgot to say his name, too.
We're not the best with names on this show ever, just to let you guys know. We're the worst when it comes to names sometimes. We know who the players are. We know their stats. We know everything. It's just sometimes pronouncing people's names is such a pain. So who do you have them taking? I'm sorry.
I do think, though, that if what's his name, the guy I picked in the last one, the safety falls to them, obviously I think they're going to pick him, but I think he's going to be picked. So Byron Jones is going to be my pick out of UConn.
Byron Jones out of UConn, yeah, he's the one that the 12-foot leap on the combine. He had that crazy sick long jump or broad jump they call it.
And you know that was Polamalu's specialty, was jumping over the line to try to get the puck blocks and stuff, or back to the quarterbacks. It's probably the guy that's going to be doing it now.
Yeah, I also had them going corner in the first round. I had them picking Kevin Johnson, the cornerback out of Wake Forest. Nice, tall, physical corner as well. And they need cornerbacks bad. They're going to need safety as well, but they need cornerbacks as well. So number 23, the Lions are on the clock. Detroit, who do they pick?
Here's where I think Alvin Dupree falls. I know you had him going all the way to the Jets, but I don't think it's realistic that that he made that much of a splash. I think obviously he's a big splash enough for the Lions though, because they're missing Sue already probably, so it just makes sense at this point.
Yeah, I have the Lions picking with the loss of obviously Sue and Fairley. You know, they did pick up Haloti Ngata in the trade, but I have them picking Malcolm Brown. I have him falling down to 23. I think that's going to be a great pickup for the Lions. Going to be able to plug him right in next to Haloti Ngata, and it's going to be just smooth sailing for them again. And that defensive line is going to be a hard team to run on. So the Arizona Cardinals are at number 24. Who do you have them picking?
Here's where I have Gregory falling all the way down to, and I think here's a safer pick in regards to Arizona. Minus one at that point. The risk is worth it at that point.
Yeah, I have them actually picking up. This is going to be funny, but they have Peterson, who's from LSU. They have Mathau from LSU, and I think here they're going to go Jalen Collins, cornerback out of LSU, to shore up the secondary, especially with they lost Cromartie. So I had them picking Jalen Collins. He's a nice guy. I think he's like 6'1", 6'2", can fly as well. And that Arizona secondary is going to be nasty. Nasty, I think, when they add this guy. So moving up to 25, the Carolina Panthers are on the clock. Who do you have them picking?
They need some offensive line help. I had them picking Eric Flowers out of Miami. I think it's a safe pick for Carolina. And I think their offense is starting to move in the right direction. I think now you probably want to protect, Cam.
Yeah, and I have actually the exact same pick. I feel the same way. They could not protect Cam well last year. It just seemed like he was always running for his life, trying to make plays with his feet, always trying to get rid of the ball as fast as he could. And I have them picking Eric Flowers as well, the offensive tackle out of Miami as well. So the Baltimore Ravens are now on the clock at 26. Who do you have them picking?
Here's where I have Todd Gurley falling all the way down. So I think Baltimore is the perfect team for him. I think it's a match made in heaven, especially since Baltimore lost. I already forgot their running back's name also, but he Todd Gurley at Georgia. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets picked by the Jets at 6. I wouldn't be shocked if somebody picks him, sooner. I just think, though, based on needs, he falls all the way to this spot.
I also have the Ravens. You're talking about Ray Rice?
Not Ray Rice. The one that was
Justin Forsett? Because he's still on the team, I believe.
Is Forsett still there? Okay,
yeah, I believe he signed. Okay. Yeah, he signed back, but I think they lost Bernard Pierce. I think that's the guy they lost. I'm not sure. Pierce. Don't hold me to that, but yeah, I had them also selecting a running back because Justin Forsett he's 29, I believe. He's not young, so I think they're going to go younger at running back. Yeah, Todd Gurley.
Makes sense for them to pick running back.
Exactly.
Yep. Todd Gurley also?
I have Todd Gurley as well. I have the running back out of Georgia. It's easy for him to sit. If he's not ready yet, don't test the knee too much. He can probably sit this year out, let Justin Forsett run. The next year, Todd Gurley could take off. The number 27, the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock. Who do you have them picking?
I had them picking a cornerback. Eric Rowe is a name being tossed around here, so I imagine that they're going to go for it. They wanted some of the cornerbacks again on the free agent market. They didn't get them. I think Dallas needs a cornerback, and especially if the way I see the plan working out, Washington, Eagles, all of them, with their offense is going to be centered around passing. I just think the Cowboys really do need some help there.
Here's where I think the Cowboys are going to trade probably for Adrian Peterson, but I think that with that pick, they're going to pick Melvin Gordon, the running back out of Wisconsin. With that offensive line, Melvin Gordon comes in. He's going to be able to run wild in that kind of offensive line. So I really like them, especially with the loss of DeMarco Murray. Given the fact if they don't trade for Peterson, Melvin Gordon's a great pickup for that team, and they'll be able to plug him right in. He's a very solid pass catcher out of the backfield, despite not having to do so at Wisconsin. But he did show hands at the combine, so I like them a lot. The Broncos are next at 28. Who do you think they pick up?
I'm picking Cameron Irving, the center out of Florida State. The Broncos, this is a team that can go anywhere this pick. I wouldn't be surprised if they went tight end, in my honest opinion, but I think this is the safest pick.
Yeah, I have them picking Cedric Ogbuehi. Hopefully I said that name right. The offensive tackle out of Texas A&M. They need to protect Peyton Manning. They need to make sure Peyton Manning is protected. Obviously, the Colts blasted him in that playoff game, and it just seemed like they couldn't even remotely stop the pass rush. So I look for the Broncos to shore up that offensive line a little bit. And Ogbuehi falls to them at 28. So 29, the Colts are on the clock. Who do you think they pick?
I think they're going to look to protect Andrew Luck. Here's where I have the Andreas Pete. Is that how you say it? Andreas Pete falling to them out of Iowa. I think this is where he falls. I wouldn't be surprised if the Broncos pick him either if he does fall this far, but I think that if anything, it's going to be either or for both these teams.
Yeah, I had the Colts doing offensive line as well. I got them picking Jake Fisher, the offensive tackle out of Oregon. I think they need to protect Andrew Luck as well. You got to protect your franchise quarterback, and everybody knows offensive line. Everybody's seen it now with the Cowboys and these other teams drafting all these offensive line in the first round. These offensive linemen really help your team, especially if you have depth at that position. So I like the Colts pick there. Number 30, the Green Bay Packers, team that should have went to the Super Bowl, but blew it. Who do you have them picking?
I really can't pronounce his name, so I'm probably going to butcher it. It's like Benjerick McKinney, linebacker at Mississippi State.
Bernardrick McKinney. I think that's how you say it.
Bernardrick McKinney. There you go. Yeah, I think Green Bay can go either way, with anybody around here, but I think that would be the safest pick for them.
I have middle linebacker as well for them. I like Bernardrick McKinney. He's my number one rated running back to me, or middle linebacker to me, but Eric Kendricks is who I have them selecting from the middle linebacker from UCLA. I think they had at one point Clay playing middle linebacker. Why am I saying Clay? His name is Clay. Clay Matthews. Sorry. Clay Matthews playing middle linebacker for them at one point, and Eric Kendricks comes in, makes it able for Clay Matthews to go back on the outside, and that will help that defense tremendously. So that's who I like there. So number 31, the New Orleans Saints back on the clock.
Losing Graham, they lost, obviously, pretty much their number one receiver, even though he was playing tight end. I think they're going to go with best receiver available in this spot. I went with Nelson Agholor. I really can't pronounce his name.
Yeah, his name is hard too. Algor or something like that.
Yeah. So I think that, it'll be a perfect spot to go ahead and pick him here, especially since, they need to figure out now their identity at this point, because is Brandon Cooks going to be the guy? I don't know if he necessarily has the size to be the guy. So.
Yeah, with them having those tall receivers, they love those tall receivers, tall tight ends. And with the loss, especially of Jimmy Graham, I think they're going to go tall. And this is where Dorial Green-Beckham comes back into play. And I think he's going to get picked at number 31. I hate to see him go there because I wish the 49ers can get a guy like this. I think he's going to be a beast in the NFL. With Drew Brees throwing the ball to him, I think he's going to flourish in that Saints offense. So number 32, the last and final pick of the first round, the New England Patriots, Super Bowl champions. Who do you have them picking?
Yeah, here's where I have Melvin Gordon falling to. I do think New England is going to look at running back, and it's just a good last pick, especially in the first round. So New England can't go wrong with either pick, it seems. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go offensive line or anything. Their defense is young. I don't really see them getting any defense, so I think it's going to be in the offensive side.
Yeah, I have New England going for defense. I think with as deep as it is at running back this year, it's good to pick defense first. And if they need a running back, they can always get a workhorse later. And with Tom Brady at quarterback, they don't really need that crazy running back. They can use running back by committee there. So I have them picking Landon Collins, a strong safety out of Alabama, to fit that mold that to pair him basically alongside Devin McCourty, the Pro Bowler. Landon Collins fits that Rodney Harrison type mold, that tough over the middle safety, and I think the Patriots love safeties. They love cornerbacks. They love safeties. They love to pick up guys that are tough, hard nosed, and coming out of the SEC. Landon Collins is that guy. All right, that wraps it up. Picks 1 through 32 are now finally officially in. We can compare as you guys put it in the comments. Let us know what you guys think from 22 to 32. Who you think these guys are going to pick. We'll compare them. We'll see how they go as the draft happens. So, yeah, stay tuned for the draft. I'm excited about it. I know there's going to be a lot of trades, though. Yeah. I know there's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and draft's always exciting. I wish I could actually go to the draft, be one of those guys there having fun, screaming like the Jets do, or booing when they get their pick. But yeah, definitely gonna be a fun time watching that. And yeah. Anything else you want to add before we go?
Nah, it's exciting. We'll go ahead and also bring a show on which ones we think are out of these draft picks. These prospects are going to be some fantasy impactful players. So
yeah, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing that early too. Some early fantasy impact players and stuff like that. Get fantasy football fiends rolling to start the 2015 season. So stay tuned. Mm-hmm. All right. So for JT Magnum and SiggyGunz, Fantasy Football Fiends mock draft special, we out. Peace, y'all.
Peace.